Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to pop the hood on the amazing biochemical engine that powers every single move you make. We're going to follow the journey of a carbohydrate, right from your plate all the way to the explosive energy that fuels a championship performance. So, to really get a handle on this, let's think about it like this. Your muscles are basically high-performance cars on a racetrack. And to win any race, whether it's a short, explosive sprint or a grueling marathon, they need the right kind of fuel. We're talking premium, high-octane stuff that can be burned fast and efficiently for maximum power.
And for your body, that premium fuel is carbohydrates. When you eat carbs, your body breaks them down into a simple sugar called glucose. And this little molecule, it's the star player. It gets transported through your bloodstream to every single cell in your body that needs to get some work done. But you can't just pour glucose directly into your cellular engine and expect it to go. Nope. It has to be converted into the actual energy that drives everything, especially muscle contraction. And that energy comes in the form of one incredible molecule, ATP. ATP, which stands for adenosine triphosphate, is basically the universal energy currency for all life on Earth. Think about it. Your body can take in energy from all sorts of places, like carbs, fats, and proteins. But it can only spend one currency to get things done, and that currency is always ATP.
A really easy way to remember this is to think of ATP as standing for all-time power. It's like the ready-to-spend cash in your wallet that powers everything. And its power is all in its structure. It has this tail with 3 phosphate groups held together by these super high-energy bonds just waiting to be snapped off and released.
And boy, is it potent. When just one of those high-energy bonds is broken, it unleashes about 7.3 kilocalories of usable energy. That's the power packed into every single cellular transaction, from thinking and blinking to lifting heavy weights. So the big question is, how do we get from a molecule of glucose to a wallet full of that ATP cash? Well, the very first step is a super rapid, high-powered process that gives you an immediate turbo boost. It's perfect for those short, explosive efforts. This process is called glycolysis, which literally just means sugar splitting. And a fun way to remember it is to think glucose goes slice, slice. The entire point is to quickly slice up that stable glucose molecule to get an immediate burst of energy out of it. So here's how it works, in a nutshell. Glucose enters the main fluid part of your cell, the cytoplasm. Then, through a series of 10 lightning-fast reactions, that one glucose molecule is split into 2 smaller molecules called pyruvate. And this whole process generates a small but very, very quick bit of ATP. Now, what's absolutely crucial here is that this whole process is anaerobic, meaning it doesn't need any oxygen. This is what makes it the perfect energy system for something like a 100-meter dash or a heavy 1-rep max at the gym. It's your body's on-demand turbo boost for all-out power. Okay, quick check-in time. What is the main function of glucose? Pause here for a sec, say it out loud. Got it? It's the primary fuel, the raw material our cells use to create that pure energy of ATP. Let's keep that in mind as we head to the next stage. All right, so that quick turbo boost from glycolysis is awesome, but it doesn't last long. For any kind of sustained activity, like a long run or a bike ride, we need to fire up the main endurance engine. This is a much more efficient and long-lasting process. And this is the Krebs cycle, which is sometimes called the circle of energy. It was first described by Hans Krebs way back in 1937, and it's this beautifully efficient circular factory that takes the pyruvate from glycolysis and just systematically wrings every last drop of energy potential out of it. This all goes down inside the cell's power plants, the mitochondria, and it is an aerobic process, meaning it absolutely requires oxygen. Here, that pyruvate gets broken down, releasing CO2. But its most important job is to load up these special high-energy shuttle molecules that will carry that energy to the final stage of production. And listen, none of this would happen fast enough to be useful without enzymes. You can think of them as a biological pit crew. For every single chemical reaction in these pathways, there's an enzyme there to dramatically speed things up, making the whole process incredibly fast and efficient. All right, let's check in again. What does glycolysis actually mean? Go ahead, pause. Say it. It's the process of splitting glucose to release a quick burst of ATP. Easy enough, right? So glycolysis gave us a little ATP fast. The Krebs cycle set us up for the big prize. So where does the real marathon-powering energy come from? So we've seen the sprinter's turbo boost in the marathoner's endurance engine. Now let's pull back and look at the whole picture, the complete metabolic takeaway to see how this all connects.
Okay, here it is, the full path to power. We start with glucose, our premium fuel. Glycolysis splits it for that quick turbo boost. Then the Krebs cycle processes the leftovers to load up those energy carriers. And the grand finale is a process called oxidative phosphorylation. This is where those carriers finally cash in for the biggest ATP payout of all.
All right, let's lock this in with a rapid-fire review. First point, carbohydrates are your body's primary and most efficient energy fuel. When it comes to quick, accessible energy, carbs are king.
Second point, this energy is unlocked in a very specific sequence. You've got glucose being split by glycolysis, and then it's handed off to the Krebs cycle to prepare for that final big energy release. It's a 1-2-3 punch. Third point, and this is a big one, ATP is the universal energy currency. All of this work, every single step, is done for one reason, to produce ATP, because it's the only form of energy your muscles can actually spend.
And finally, our fourth point, never forget the pit crew. Enzymes act as the catalysts that make all of this happen on a time scale that's actually useful to us. Without them, we'd be waiting forever for our energy.
And that brings us to our final thought. So, why do we call carbs the cache of energy metabolism? Well, it's because just like cash, they are the resource your body can access and spend the fastest for immediate energy. Sure, fats are like a savings account. They hold a ton of energy, but they're slow to access. Carbohydrates? They're the money in your pocket, ready to fuel that next sprint, that next lift, that next big play.